Welcome back, guys, to the MLG Winter Championships. Waiting on Huck to say he's ready. Looks like he is ready to go. We're headed to MLG Tall Dream Altar. I want to give a shout out to the crowd out there for their silly antics there in the commercial break. If you guys actually didn't catch that, remember you can buy the HD pass, so you do not get any commercials. You can see things like the white raw pose out at the pool. Have you seen that before?
No, I haven't, but I heard that it's wonderful. And now the other thing that you can see is the dubstep fusion chord dance that all of the people in the audience are doing.
Only here at MLG. All right. Who do we have over here in the top right-hand corner?
Up in the top right hand of the corner, we just saw him come back from a 0-1 deficit to tie up the series and bring it into Game 3. Let's hear it for EGHuk. And his opponent, he's been placed against the ropes, spawning in as the blue Zerg, repping Team Empire. Let's hear it for Violet.
Huck is still the crowd favorite, and we're about to see what Violet has in store here. He chose this map, and you know the reason I kind of question it is because we've seen him open up 3-hatch 2 games in a row. This map is a little bit harder to do that because your natural third is blocked by those destructible rocks. You can't take this kind of pocket expansion over here, but it's very, very susceptible to attacks because you have to go so far around to take it. He might just go for a Roachling all-in or something cheesy like that. We will see, though.
Well, and it's just going to be so vulnerable in this particular case because he's going to actually be expanding closer to Huck because of their spawns.
You can see right there at the top of the screen the poll results. Even people watching online want Huck to win this. 78%, or excuse me, a lot for Huck and not that much for Violet.
that is an accurate assessment of the numbers at the top of the screen, JP.
Indeed, indeed. All right, so looks like Huck is going for that Nexus first here. And Violet actually started the spawning pool once again at 15 supplies. So we're going to see here, I really want to know what Violet is going to be up to in this game. Will he go for something like that Roachling all-in? If he does, he will most likely stop around 20 or 22 drones.
And now another option that Violet is actually going to have coming in is he can just put his third not anywhere near his base.
That's true, yeah. He can indeed do that. Here comes the natural. No probe whatsoever to block this from Huck. He's actually sending it down south, trying to take over the zone. Naga he might send it back if he doesn't spot any overlords with that. No, it looks like he's just going to continue south. Should be kind of, the jig will be up once he sees this overlord here in just a couple of seconds, though, from Violet.
Oh, wow. And now Huck placing a pylon. Oh, just kidding. That's actually his own base. Wow, wow, wow. I thought that it was some sneaky forward pylon stuff that he was just assuming that maybe Violet would have been in the lower right, but he just continues his scouting and also begins that first cannon.
You might need that jetpack before we see who wins this game, Rob, as you need to fly.
That's okay, man. I love my jetpack.
It's all right, man. I'm jealous you have one as well.
Put a fork in it.
All right, so we see a lot of lings now coming out for Violet here, 6 in total. And if we take a look at the units tab, still 15 drones. Has not taken his gas either. See him starting the second queen. That one will make its way over to the natural once it places down the creep tumor. And he's actually going to be taking out this destructible rock. So it looks like he still will go for that 3-hatch opener. It's just going to be a little bit delayed.
Yeah, we can see that he's added on a little bit more lings than he generally does. Previously, we saw him only building 4 lings to kick that off, and now Huck is continuing on scouting, but unfortunately, he just hasn't been able to quite make it up to Violet's base just yet.
Yep.
And sneaky, it's camping. It's the camping probe.
Yeah, he likes his trees. I was thinking maybe he's going to try to hide some tech or something like that, but I don't know. I mean, it's still there. We'll have to wait and see. He hasn't added on any more gas, though. Still sitting on these 2. And Violet's doing what all Zergs do at this stage in the game, and that's just constantly grown up.
And now Violet continues to work on those destructible rocks. It's just about done. And he's just going to keep droning on up.
He still hasn't moved this probe, so I think he might actually hide something with this, Rob.
I mean, or it really likes nature.
It's true. It might be a Yogi Bear probe. You never know.
Yogi probe?
Yeah, Yogi probe, man. It might be one of those.
Boo-boo probe. It could be boo-boo probe.
Maybe so. Maybe so. We'll wait and see here. And we see +1 started for Huck, pretty much going through the motions right now. Still only on 2 gas, though, so I don't think he's going to hide any tech off of that. The lings have taken down the destructible rocks. The drone should be starting that 3rd base. If we look right now, he's already up to 31 drones, still on 1 gas at this stage in the game.
And now Huck has actually been pumping out the probes. He currently has a 4-probe lead there, but obviously Violet, as he continues to dump his larvae into drones, he'll continue to pass him.
And he's actually being very, very active with these lings, scouting around, making sure there's no forward pylons over here.
That's a lot of gateways.
That is a lot of gates there coming in for EGHuk. Will he just stop at 5, though, which is what we saw last game? Looks like that is going to be the magic number for EGHuk in this match.
Well, it was comfortable. It wasn't something that he had to overly commit to, and now he has added on a 6th gateway. Maybe he's just not going to go for the 7th. We can see that the timing is lining up very nicely with when his warp gate is going to finish, and we see EGHuk just placing those oh-so-useful forward pylons.
Yeah, these are so awesome to have. Your opponent has to go all the way around with those lings, and a lot of lings coming out here for Violet. Looks like he wants to see what his opponent's up to, checking the 3rd first before really moving into the natural, because of course he will not be allowed entry into that. One ling actually just checking though, and that's very smart for Violet. One of the things. Uh-oh,
wait, now
this
Violet,
could be bad.
Yeah, Violet has just about gotten EGHuk's sentries out of position, but man, that was actually, I'm really surprised that he didn't go for that.
Yeah, yeah, I thought he was going to go down. If he could get behind those, the force fields would have to be dropped all around. And
right, or even just waste the force field, right? Like it's pretty much win-win if you push in with your lings there.
Right,
oh,
and
man, EGHuk with the huge push, but Violet knows what's up.
Yeah, those lings are actually coming cross map, but with that +1, the Zealots have been warped in. And here we go again, guys. A conflict at the 3rd has been the story of this entire match. We see one of the pylons being canceled, but at the same time, there's just not enough lings to be able to deal with all of those Zealots at this stage in time. The Roaches are a little bit behind. He might actually lose this hatchery.
Oh, man, but not if Violet gets a really nice surround in there. He most certainly does. And now EGHuk, while he continued pro production, decided that it's time to get some more Zealots in there as well, and there are just so many Zealots out on the field, and Violet doesn't have what he needs to finish this off in time. Will we see EGHuk just go ahead and try to finish it? No, he's trying to fight the Roaches, and unfortunately it's looking like that will mean that Violet can potentially stop this. Oh man, but we've got another round of Zealots. Are they going to do it, JP?
Yeah, he was actually, oh, he catches one of the Roaches there as it pops out of the egg. And basically what he was doing there was buying himself some time to get some more Zealots warped in, and now he's going to focus down that hatchery with only half the Zealots. Use the rest of them to go against those Roaches. Hatchery is getting close here. He needs to focus down with some more Zealots, though.
Oh, no, and you can see that control from EGHuk. He's trying to put the perfect number of Zealots onto the hatchery. Now he's switching into an all-out suicide mission. Is he going to be able to? No, he's getting stopped by the Zerglings once again, and Violet cleans it up.
Yeah, and that is so, so good for Violet there to be able to save his 3rd. Meanwhile, back at home, we see the robotics facility has been finished here from EGHuk. Hasn't started +2 just yet, because of course he needs that Twilight Council. 6 more sentries being warped in. That is, of course, for defensive purposes, because, you know, Violet could just go for a big attack here in just a couple of minutes.
And now EGHuk once again has really kept up on the probe production. Violet has pretty much just been massively distracted by these defenses in both games, and he currently only has a 2-drone lead.
And we see right here, actually, Violet is going across the map with his Roaches. Only a handful of lings remain. One of the probes actually right outside is going to get surrounded there. Here are those sentries that I was just referencing. He's going to be able to trap a lot of forces there with so many of these sentries. We see 4 more stalkers being warped, and then Immortal is very close to being coming out as well. The Forge being focused down, though. He's going to need to buy himself some more times with these sentries.
Oh man, he's moving some of the sentries around the side. He uses a lot of force fields to catch a few of them. EGHuk making a pretty nice play.
Yeah, and that Immortal is out, and now what is he going to be up to? We see him just continuing to build on an army. No tech just yet. Lair actually finishing there for Violet, +1 about halfway for his Roaches, and a lot of Overlords being built here, maybe for another big attack.
Oh man, one of those Overlords getting picked off out in front of Violet's base, or excuse me, EGHuk's base. Violet's Overlord, clearly. Oh, and he's expanding down to the 4th.
Yeah, so he will
as
be able
he
to
makes an infestation pit.
Yeah, he will be able to get his 4th base really easy here, but there's that pylon up on the top of the high ground here, and he's going to be able to warp in pretty soon, definitely once that finishes.
Wow, EGHuk with the sickest clairvoyance, right? Placing that pylon in a place that he's going to need it eventually anyway. He's warping those in, and because the building is still morphing, he doesn't see the Zealots come in.
Yeah. And he's actually just going to wait for probably one more warp. And at the same time, though, a little bit of a aggressive play out of EGHuk here, making sure he can control this Xel'Naga tower. And what will Violet do with his force? He's already having +1 character. And he's going to send him down over here to this hatchery. Will he? Yes, he's going to have to cancel that. There's no way it's going to be able to finish it. And he cancels it the last second there. That would have been bad news bears, but Huck's going across the map with his forces, and those roaches are going to have a very hard time getting out of there. So many sentries and 2 immortals in this army. This is not good for Violet, but this is great for Evil Genius's Huck.
Oh man, this is the sickest bait from Huck, forcing Violet to bring down all of his forces. He lands so many force fields, and Violet isn't going anywhere.
Yeah, those roaches just getting completely cleaned up. So many roaches behind with so many force fields. They're getting trapped completely. Those 2 immortals doing so much damage there for Huck. And that is not good for Violet. He had a clear lead right there, but Huck just doing the old bait and switch.
Man, that is the sickest cleanup for Huck, forcing Violet to bring down his entire army. And now he's going to be able to push up into the 3rd.
He's going back for that hatchery. 400 HP remains, and it's going to get focused down so fast here. This is not good for Violet whatsoever. Hatchery falls, and now if you look at supply 120 to 125, I don't know if Violet can do it, guys, but it looks like he's going to try to go for a base trade scenario here.
Violet's trying desperately to do anything in his power to buy enough time for Pathogen's lands to finish. He needs Infestors out there to make this work, but Huck is going to end the game before that can happen.
See 7 Infestors started here, but like you said, I mean, Huck's just going to move straight into natural. Violet really can't do anything. He's going to block off the remaining forces there. They're going to have to go all the way around. Meanwhile, Huck is moving all the way into the main base, leaving that natural with nothing there. Queen going down. Oh, and now he's going to get all of the Overlord. There's the red supply. That is basically good game. Look at how bad that is. 111 of 68. 7 Festers about to pop, though. Yeah. So many roaches can't get in, and there's so much energy on those sentries. But here comes the Infestors getting focused down as soon as they pop out.
But when you don't have those roaches met up with your Infestors, they aren't going to be able to do any damage in the main, and Huck is just keeping Violet out of there. This is the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, he's trying his best here, Rob. I mean, even if he cleans this attack up, there's not much that he can do. Inspired, nowhere near. He just doesn't have the economy whatsoever. Trying his best to stay in this game with these infested Terrans. He's got to be so upset. Good game, well played. Man. Huck takes it.
Corner Huck getting in there, declaring Violet dead. 2-1.
Make sure when Huck steps out of his booth, you guys let him know that you are happy to see him win. Here he goes, guys. Give a cheer for Huck.
Yes.
And also Violet playing some great games there. Man, that was a sick play coming out of Huck. And I think that Day9 and DJ Wheat are standing by. Guys, what did you think of that play coming from Huck?
Oh, that was something special right there, JP. I mean, hats off, caster style. Yeah, I mean, that was such a brilliant play, knowing that his opponent was quite a ways ahead and just baiting him. I mean, that's really Huck's strength, is those tactical plays.
It was gorgeous. It really was good. I mean, you saw it unfold as like, okay, the Zealots move as far back as possible, and then from the Xel'Naga Tower, the army come in. It's just knowing, it's like watching a movie and knowing, dude, there's someone behind that door, don't walk into there. And then I mean, that's what it felt like to me. But I think what's really interesting about it is that it was a 2-1 result, guys. I mean, we look at that group and we said it was going to be a really like mishmash of results, and I think that kind of proves it even more. So
yeah, I mean, like, big props to Violet for that game 1. That is so hard to come back from that situation. Yeah. Even though he lost this match by the skin of his teeth, there's no doubt in my mind that he's proving to be a tough contender for Pool C.
And you know what? Give Violet a round of applause when he makes it out of his booth. You know, he definitely was hard on himself with the Lone Star Clash, but he put on a great display there versus Huck. Huck ultimately winning 2-1.
We actually have some more results here, Rob. We see MKP beating Gonzi in Pool A, and kind of one of the big upsets. Zaka actually beating Rhett 2-1 in Pool C. You guys actually were at a LAN this past week where Rhett just kind of played the best ZVP that we've actually seen from him.
Yeah, it was absolutely the sickest. Sean, tell us about it.
Yeah, I mean, like, Rob, you said it was the sickest ever. Parting, Naniwa, and Sase all fell. Only a single game won between the 3 of those Protosses. And Saka, you know, I think that people would not put him in the same league as the other players, but I think Taisel said it best when he stated that Sake is one of the smartest Protoss players out there.
Oh, I mean, not to mention, every single Protoss that was there from Europe was basically, Saga is the real deal. Like, I mean, Sase and Hasuabs, they were both saying, like, he terrorizes people over there. So I'm not surprised, to be honest.
Another result, MC actually taken 2-1 over Sase, so pretty expected there, but Sase, a great PvPer in his own, that forcing a game 3 from MC is not something to really bat an eye at.
Right, not at all. And now, speaking of great PvPs, when we come back, we are going to have Oz versus Parting. I'm Rob Simpson.
I'm JP McDaniel, and guys, we're going to be seeing some Pool D action right after this quick break.